Hello, this is Scott Schubert and welcome to Lesson 5 in this series of video training lessons. Even though some of the material that's included in these free video lessons may seem somewhat elementary, I think that most of you realize that our training program is unlike anything else in the industry, and our students are getting unprecedented results in Forex trading. And part of the reason for our success is our ability to simplify things first rather than immediately complicate things in the way that some Forex training programs do in an attempt to dazzle and mystify students in order to think that they are getting something of value or receiving some kind of proprietary signal or so forth. So let's continue with our previous discussion. I want to point out a couple of things that we have covered so far. One is the obvious truth that when you enter a trade, three possible outcomes could happen. For instance, if you enter at this point in time, price could move in your favor and you would have profit. If you entered at this point in time and you were buying and you got out at this point in time, price has moved sideways and you would get a break even. If you entered at this point in time and you were buying, price would have moved against you and you would have a loss. Now, along with that, we also pointed out that the market tends to do three things. It tends to move up, it tends to sometimes move more or less sideways, and sometimes it moves down. So with those truths in mind, what might be a good strategy to get profit from the Forex market? Or any market for that matter? Well, before you get too deep in complicating your screen with numerous indicators and trying all different kinds of complicated trading strategies, you might want to get clear on this fact. If you want to make profit trading Forex or futures or any other equity, a good idea would be to look to enter the market at the beginning of a trend and enter the market in the direction of the trend. And another good idea would be to exit your trade around the end of a trend. Does that make sense? This is the first thing I would like people to learn, because if you're doing anything other than this, you're losing. You want to identify how markets trend and how markets counter trend, how the financial markets retrace during a trend, as this right here is a retracement in an uptrend, and how to make sure that you understand that's not a downtrend, and hopefully be able to know that at the time it's happening, and how to know that, for instance, this is a trend from here to here, this is a counter trend. And the way to make profit is to enter the market at the beginning of a trend and exit around the end of a trend. Think about it, look at your charts, and tell me if you don't think that if you're doing anything other than that, you're probably losing. There are people who will only trade the retracements. They'll watch a trend and wait for a retracement and then trade the retracement. You can trade retracements and make some profit, but it's such an incredibly silly thing to do, to sit there and watch the real movement go by, and because of your limitation of belief systems, think that you can only grab a little piece of the retracement because you can't actually get the real profit. Now, what makes people believe that, I don't know. But the point is, the way to make profit in trading is to enter the market at the beginning of a trend and to exit at the end of a trend. Now, I'm going to briefly discuss one of the next secrets of Forex trading, and I'm not going to get into the details of how we apply this knowledge, but one of the biggest misconceptions that people have regarding trading the financial markets is surrounding the subject of time frames. For some reason, people have all kinds of ideas that time frames themselves are some kind of mysterious rocket science. Now, the first thing you need to understand is that this is a 5-minute chart of the Great British Pound versus the US dollar. And if I go to a much longer time frame, I'll go to a monthly time frame on the Great British Pound US dollar. Now we've gone from a 5-minute time frame to a monthly time frame. What we're seeing is the exact same data displayed in a different format. It's displayed in different units of time, but it's the same data. So on a monthly time frame, every one of these candles here is 1 month of time, and I would say that on a monthly time frame this pair has been going up. Now I'm back down on the 5-minute time frame, and this pair is currently going sideways over the next few minutes. So which one of these time frames is telling you the most meaningful story? Well, it depends on what your strategy is for trading. There are people who will get into these movements on the 5-minute or even 1-minute time frame, enter and exit in order to grab a few pips, and the fact is this is the approach that most people are using, and this is the approach that is most commonly taught in the Forex market. And I believe that the reason it's taught is because the industry is driven by brokers. Most training programs are connected with brokers, either directly or indirectly. And the trading approach that benefits brokers the most is trading on the extreme short-term time frame. That's what brokers want you to do, so that you get in and get out and do that several times per day. That's how they're going to make the most money. But is that how you're going to make the most money? Well, today I'm not going to get into demonstrating to you the many reasons why you might want to take a different approach to how you look at time frames than what the whole rest of the trading world seems to be doing. But should you decide to become a member of our trading community and purchase our Forex training course, it will be demonstrated to you in detail exactly how you can make the most profit in the easiest way with the least amount of risk. So that's really all I have to say for today. If I say any more, I'm afraid that you could be in danger from enemy agents trying to extract this information from you. So for now, I will wish you a prosperous week and abundant success in your Forex trading business.